If you think saving the down payment is the hardest part of buying a house, then this video might just save you from some heartbreak, because some buyers are bringing $40,000 to the closing table and still losing the house over $12,000 more. Let's talk about why that happens. For those of you who don't know, my name is Kay, and on this channel, I give you the real keys to home ownership by educating you on all aspects of the home buying process so that your first buy is the right one. If you're ready to start on your home buying journey today, I do offer one-on-one consultations where I'll tailor a plan around you and your goals. The link for that is in the description below. And for the rest of you, keep watching. Let's get into it.
Now the big moment, you have the down payment, correct? Oh, yeah, all of it. Here you go, all 40,000. Great, seems to be in order. And you also have the closing costs, correct? I thought that was in the down payment. What's closing costs? Yes, the closing cost. That's the additional $12,000. What? The additional 12,000? There's 40, you have $40,000. I thought that was the closing costs. Well, okay, so I do see that you have your earnest money, your good faith money, so that was the $5,000. Then we also see the appraisal that you paid for and the inspection that you paid for. But on top of that, we also have the application fee, the title search fee, we have the recording fee, then we have the underwriting fee and the commissions, then the fee. Also see that you're only putting 10% down. With a conventional loan, we actually require 20%, but it's okay that you're putting 10% down. But because of that, we have to get mortgage insurance on top of your home insurance, even though it is $40,000 for your $400,000 home. We do require that we have the mortgage insurance as well. Right, and I'm sorry, just to make sure I'm understanding, even if I did do the 20% down, I would still have these $12,000 costs. It would be minus $100 for the mortgage insurance, but yes, around like the 12,000 cost, yeah. Okay, oh no, when were you gonna tell me about this? When were you gonna mention $12,000? It is actually lined out in your loan estimate. You did sign that. Yes, indeed, I did sign that, but I thought that that was like all-encompassing 40,000, not an additional $12,000 when I'm, okay. Right, exactly. So do you have the 12,000, correct? And the 12,000, correct? No! Okay, so I take it we are not clear to close today. Do you think?
I came across this video and I thought it was funny because yes, she's role playing and it's comical, but this could be a very real situation for a buyer someday. You go into your closing, you have your $40,000 down payment, you're feeling confident, you're prepared, only to get there and to be notified that you need $12,000 more that you don't have. And nobody told you that before you got to the closing table, and you don't have that money. So in essence, you don't have the house. I can only imagine as a buyer how blindsided you must feel. And that's why I wanted to make this video, to prevent that from happening to anyone else. When people hear what they need for the down payment and they have that saved and are good to go, a lot of buyers think that that's the finish line, but it's not. The down payment is just one piece. Closing costs are a completely separate thing. Your closing costs consist of your title work and title company fees, your lender processing fee, your appraisal, your credit invoice, your insurance setup and prepaid taxes, so on and so forth. Whatever fees that were accrued during the process of you getting to the closing table are what is considered your closing costs. Now, I know as a buyer, they may seem like random fees and you're probably looking at it like, why are they charging me all of this? There's no need for that. But these fees are a part of transferring ownership from a seller to a buyer legally and safely. Being approved does not mean you only need your down payment. Approval means that you qualify for the loan. But that doesn't mean you should stop saving. If you saved up and you got your down payment, great. But you also have to account for the closing costs. I like to tell my clients, you need at least 8 to 10% of the purchase price on that home saved so that you can use it for down payment, closing costs, and all the other fees that come from buying a home. And also, yes, even with 10% down, mortgage insurance, private mortgage insurance premium, whatever you want to call it, is often still required. I have seen buyers get almost to the finish line, see their final numbers, and realize that their insurance and taxes have to be paid up front. And the look on their face when they realize that they don't have enough money saved to pay is terrible. And it has nothing to do with you as a buyer being irresponsible, but because no one explained the full picture to you early enough for you to get all of that together. That's what I'm here to prevent. Let's get into this next clip.
If you guessed that this was yet another bill for a house I don't live in yet, you would be correct. So let's see how much this house has cost us so far. Right out the gate, our good faith deposit was $3,000. I will not be answering any further questions as to how it was that high. Please just know we are mourning. Right after that, inspection was due. We only had 10 days to complete inspection, so there was no time to waste. $423. What is life without surprises? Of course, when our inspection occurred, all the utilities were not turned on. We had to bring that man back for an extra $125. Speaking of utilities, our contract included us turning them on. For 5 days of service, electric cost me $15.94 and water cost me $29.60. We're in a short set, which means the seller is not going to repair anything regardless of what was found in that inspection. So for $550, we found out that we would like to continue and move forward. The house is in pretty decent shape. One of our other big ticket items, appraisal. A whopping $600 due at one time for an appraisal that we did not have a date for. Nothing, no certainty, but $600 out my pocket for the future, for you taking the time to think of us. Thank you. As of today, this house has cost us $4,193.54. We've been under contract for only 2 weeks. Come back next week to see how much more this house can break my soul.
Now, here's something to keep in mind. The money to purchase a house does not leave your account on closing day. It starts leaving your account as soon as you go under contract. In this clip, she tracked her expenses for the first 2 weeks that they were under contract. They weren't even in the house just yet. She said $3,000 was in a good faith deposit, or what you might also hear called earnest money, $550 for inspections, $600 for the appraisal that usually is paid out of pocket upfront, which totaled overall about $4,000 that they spent on a home they're not even in just yet. Yeah, I know. And that's normal, okay? Earnest money shows you're serious. The inspections are done to protect you, and the appraisal is done to protect you and the lender so that you all have a true value of what that home is worth. But if $4,000 leaving your account in 2 weeks would make you panic and completely break the bank for you, then you are not financially comfortable to be shopping for a home or going under contract just yet. And that's not me placing any judgment, but y'all, I'm just here to protect you. I want your home buying process to be as smooth as it can be. And 9 times out of 10, if you feel any stress or pressure at any point in time during the process, it usually comes down to what buyers can and can't afford. So the question shouldn't be, how much do you need for your down payment? But you should be asking how much you need in total for closing. And once that's paid, what will remain after closing for yourself? Remember, home ownership is not about surviving the closing day, but about surviving your first year living in that home.
Yo, you can't make this up. My client is walking away from a house that checks all his boxes, over $2,500. Let me run y'all down through this. So essentially, what happened was this client, we submitted an offer at $630,000. We get a counter at $640,000. The listing agent is like, well, I need the extra $10,000 because they're buying another property and their net sheet is so tight. I'm like, girl, I get it. Like, a lot of my sellers right now have really tight net sheets. It is what it is, right? So I go back to my client. I'm like, hey, they countered us at $640. Do you want to go up? Do you want to stay where you're at? And then he goes, let me think about it. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll let you think about it. Go back to the agent, say, hey, give us a day or two. Like, he's gonna like kind of sleep on it. And she goes, yeah, of course. Then I go back to him a few days later and I'm like, hey, did you want to go up at or you want to stay where you're at? And I said, I spoke with the agent because I did speak with the agent. I'm like, I think 635, we'll get this done. And then he goes, so you say I come in at 635. I said, if you want this house, I say come in at 635. And then he goes, okay, let me think about it. Another few more days come by. I'm like, I reach back out to him and then I'm like, hey, did you want to move forward? What were you kind of thinking? Do you want to make this an offer? And he goes, give me a few more days. I'm like, okay, cool. So at this point, we're at $5,000, right? I go back to the agent. I'm like, dude, how could we make it work? Like, he's really not trying to go up to these extra $5,000. Mind you, $5,000 your monthly payment's gonna be around $50. So it's a house that makes sense for you. Is it worth the $50? If not, by all means, like, let me know. Let's go find something else that makes more sense for you. But I've shown this family like 20 plus homes, right? And this was the first home that like really checked their boxes. So I was kind of like, I didn't want him to miss out on the opportunity, but I didn't want to make him feel like I was pressuring him. So I kind of let him do his thing. A week and a half passes by. The agent's like, hey, are you guys gonna move forward or not? And so I call him back, and he's still like, oh, I don't know. I just don't want to go up that $5,000. I said, cool. Let's just stick with their $630,000. Go back to the agent. She's like, can you like at least get me that $635 because they literally need every dollar. And I'm like, dude, I completely get it. I've been in similar situations. Go back to my client. He's like, no. I'm like, okay, so I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give him $2,500 for my commission, right? The seller can at the same thing, he can come out. So I go to the agent, present the idea, like, you know what, that might work. I'm willing to give you some of it as well, and we can get this wrapped up. I'm like, perfect. I go back to my client. I said, hey, it's only $2,500 now. Now this is like $20 a month, right? And he goes, no, I don't really think like that we need to go up. And I'm like, dude, it's $2,500. Technically for the seller, it was gonna be the total $5,000. For him, it was $2,500 because the rest was coming out of commissions. And he was just like, no, I don't think, no. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, so do you want me to like renege your offer? What do you want me to respond to the agent? And then he goes, give me a few more days. I'm like, okay, cool. at this point, I don't know, we're like almost at 2 weeks. And then I end up reaching out to him again. I'm like, hey, did you decide on what you want to do? Do you want to stay at 6:30? Do you want to go up to 6:32.5? And he's like, well, what does it mean? I said, if we go up to 6:32.5, we'll open escrow today. And then he goes, okay, let me think about it. I'm like, lovely. So whatever, another day passes, but 2 more days pass by. I call him again. And then he goes, no, well, I was like, so what do you want to do? I was like, the sellers just want an answer today to know whether to move forward with us or go with somebody else. And he goes, at this point, we're probably like 2 weeks in. And he goes, well, I don't know, like, everything's like, interest rates are too high. I'm like, dude, I completely get it. I said, so why don't we do this? I'm going to tell them that we're going to remove our offer and we'll just, keep searching for something else. And I said, so that way we at least just let the seller know, we have the courtesy to let them know, like, hey, unfortunately, it's not working, go move with another offer. And then, we can move forward as well as with another home. And then he goes, okay. So we hang up. I'm like, cool. What about, I called the agent, I let her know. She's like, well, I appreciate her work. I'm like, me too, sorry, it didn't work out. He calls me an hour later, 2 hours later, maybe. And he goes, so what are the next steps? I'm like, what do you mean, what are the next steps? You told me to cancel your offer. And then he goes, I didn't say that. And I go, I was like, I asked you if you wanted me to renege your offer or leave it there, but I needed to give them a response. And then he goes, no, my original offer stands at 6:30. And he goes, but I'm not, like, I'm like, so if I get it at 6:30, you're willing to move forward? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, okay. So I go back to the listing agent and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm like your toxic ex. And she starts cracking up. I said, this is where we're at. He won't go up to 2,500. Your seller needs the 5,000. How can we make it work? And she goes, I will take the commission cut if you're willing to take the commission cut. So me and her are giving 5,000. I go back to him. I said, okay, cool. We got it at 6:30. I'm giving you the commission. The seller is giving them a commission cut too, so we can move forward. And then he goes, so I was like, are you good to move forward? And he goes, I think so. And I'm like, cool, I'm going to send you the document via DocuSign stating we're at 6:30 minus the commission cut. Plus the commission cut. And then he goes, well, do I have to sign it today? And I'm like, ideally, yes. So we're in contract. And then Monday we can just open escrow. Tell me why he says, no, I don't want to sign that. What do you mean? What do you mean you don't want to sign it? What do you mean? What do you mean? And then he goes, why can't we just do it Sunday? It's Friday today. So I'm going to go see him Sunday and try to get this signed.
On this clip, the buyer walked away over a $2,500 difference. And most of the time, it's not about the dollar amount, but about fear. When buyers are stretched to their financial limit, any extra dollars feels threatening to them. Negotiations can often feel emotional instead of strategic, and sellers can feel that tension and usually end up moving on to another buyer. The house is not lost over $2,500, but because the buyer had no financial breathing room. I don't know what her client's case was, but in most cases, when someone is fretting over a couple $100 or $2,500, something that isn't a large number, and both agents and the sellers were willing to work with them on the price, that has a lot more to do with not being able to afford the home than not wanting to come up off of $2,500 to prove a point, especially if the home was perfect in everything that they needed. Overall, closing costs are humbling. They expose whether you're truly ready to buy or if you're just approved. If your plan only covers the down payment and the exact closing cost number with nothing left over, you're setting yourself up for stress. You need room for inspection surprises, tax adjustments, small negotiation shifts, and just life in general. Before you go shopping for homes, I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions. Number 1, what is my total estimated cash to close and not just the down payment? And then once you have that number, do you have anything left over? If the answer is yes, you're cool to move forward. If it's not, you may want to take a step back and reevaluate your situation. Number 2, after I close, how much money will still be in my account? If the answer is none, you may need to pause and hold off on buying. And number 3, if something costs $300 more than what I expected, will I be able to pay for it and handle it calmly? As I said before, if your answer is no to any of those 3 questions, then you need to pause and take a second to reevaluate your plan and strengthen your foundation so that when you move forward, you're stress-free, knowing that you can afford the home you're buying and will still have room for life when closing date is finished. If you're serious about buying and want clarity before you place an offer, I do offer one-on-one consultations where I'll create a personalized plan around your goals and your numbers. The link for that is in the description below. And if you're still learning, be sure to watch these next 2 videos so they can continue to help you prepare for when your home buying journey comes. Remember, when you know better, you buy smarter. Until next time, see you in the next one.